Hey guys, welcome back to the Music Hole. My name is Cole, and we're doing another entry today in my Best Albums of All Time series. And we're going back in time with just a little bit for this album, back to 1995. And so the name of this band is called Luna. The name of the album is Penthouse. And it's got a really kind of dreamy indie rock vibe. It's not necessarily a unique sound per se, other than the singer's voice is pretty unique. But that's not a bad thing per se. However, what's interesting about this band is that it was started by a guy named Dean Wareham, is I believe how you say it. I could be wrong about that. But Dean is important in music history because he started a band in the early to mid 80s called Galaxy 500. And Galaxy 500 were basically responsible for a movement called slowcore. And if you're interested in checking that out at all, check out their album On Fire, which is probably their most famous album. So when that band broke up, Dean formed a new band, almost like an indie superstar band, because it has, I believe, the drummer from the Feelies, and I think the bass player from the Chills. So it's kind of like a mini supergroup. But anyway, so it's a really cool album, very dreamy, fun indie rock. So I'm excited to talk about it. So I've got some clips lined up, as always. So let's just dive right in. So that's Chinatown, which actually is my least favorite song on the album, as it turns out. But it is a really pleasant song. It gets you right into the mood of the album, which is kind of chill, kind of laid back. Again, it's kind of like indie rock, but with a dreamy vibe overall. It's just a great song to start off the album in terms of like the energy and the production quality. And the musicianship is pretty good. Although I forgot to mention that the one thing about this album that's kind of important to say is that it's a really understated album, just in the sense that there's no like crazy lead single like Helpless from that Sugar album that I reviewed, for example. There's no like obvious super standout song, which is not a bad thing. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that like the album as a whole is kind of generally the same sound throughout the whole album. It's a very pleasant sound. It's really well recorded. It's really well played and arranged. So I have no issues really. It just kind of is what it is. So I brought that up. But this song does have some cool lyrics on it. That I clipped. So let's check them out.
Looking lost in Chinatown. Why are we hiding from our friends? Rushing around in taxi cabs. Time to make amends. You'll get yours and I'll get mine. You can't be lucky all the time.
So Chinatown kind of establishes what this album is about lyrically, just in the sense that it's another introspective type album. And here we've got a guy, our main character probably, who is avoiding his buddies, he's avoiding his friends. Clearly something happened. We don't know if it was like a major deal or if it was just a minor thing, but whatever it was, he's not ready to face them and as he says, make amends, which I'm sure we've all been through in our lives. You know, it can be really difficult to essentially, on some level, ask somebody for forgiveness, right? That's kind of what he's getting at, is that's really difficult. But as he says, you know, these are my friends, so these are the people who should understand more than most and forgive. You know, it's not like some random person that you hurt who has no real reason to forgive you. You know, so anyway, so I just think of all these things when I hear these lyrics. It's a cool song. Again, it's not really my favorite song on the album, but that's fine. But with that said, that's all I have to say about it. So let's move on to track number 2. So track 2 is called Sideshow by the Seashore, which is such a tongue twister. But anyway, you know, so it sounds like our guy, our hero, has finally made up with his buddies, and, you know, just in time, because it sounds like his girlfriend just broke up with him, and, you know, he's there by the sea, drawing her face on a dollar bill, just thinking about her. But his friends, who are now back in his life, are providing comfort for this guy. You know, they're telling him, oh, everything will be fine, you know, you'll meet someone new, blah, blah, blah. That's what friends are for, as he says. You know, so, you know, good for our guy. He patched up the wounds that were, you know, causing the divide in his friendship with these people. So good for him. That's really all I have to say about this song. You know, it's another really pleasant song. It's a decent song. It's not one of my favorites, which sounds bad, sort of. But again, it's a good song. But anyway, that's all I have to say about it. So with that said, let's move right along.
Words you don't understand are all making sense tonight. It's hard to think straight when you're feeling so great. Only wanna get out of your head.
That was from Moon Palace, you know, track 3. And I'll be honest, I struggled with these lyrics. You know, they didn't necessarily seem to be tied thematically to the first 2 songs. But they did make me think of something. It sounds like our character, if it's the same guy, is struggling with bipolar disorder. And what I mean by that is, you know, he says it's hard to see straight when you're feeling so great. He just wants to get out of his head. And, you know, so what I mean by it sounds like he's bipolar is that he's having these kind of manic thoughts, these wonderful racing thoughts. He's feeling good, but at the same time, on some level, he knows that, like, this is leading to a possible manic episode, and so he wants to nip it in the bud, I guess. So that might be a stretch. I might be wrong about that interpretation, you know, but it made me think of that. So I just thought I'd, you know, share my thoughts on it. I could be wrong, as I said. So feel free to let me know in the comments if that was completely wrong and, oh, this song is obviously about this or whatever. But anyway, so that's all I have to say about it. It's another really cool song. So let's move right along.
I didn't change my mind. It changed all by itself. Now they say that I'm unkind. There was nothing I could do, no decision to be made. Little by little, it caught me by surprise.
So that's double feature. And the reason that I thought the last song was about bipolar disorder was because of these lyrics in particular. Because he says, I didn't change my mind, it changed all by itself, and it caught him by surprise, which is literally what happens when you have bipolar disorder and you're creeping up into mania, and usually it's kind of a slow burn, and you go from one personality into another. And the reason I can say that is just from a personal life experience perspective as a bipolar person. Like, I know exactly what he's talking about. My personality right now is completely different from the personality I inhabit when I'm like kind of manic-y. I'm like two different people. And even the name of the song, called Double Feature, is kind of a neat way to describe that. Like a double feature as in like double personalities, I guess. That could be a stretch, but anyway, another cool song. I'm assuming, again, he's talking about bipolar people, in which case I appreciate that personally. But anyway, that's all I really have to say about it. So with that said, let's check out the next track.
It's true. You're lazy, you're tired and crazy, and there's something more, but you can't give it a name. Someone's selling all your heroes, they seem so tame. You heard it all before. They said your case was tragic.
So I did skip track 5, which is actually a really good song, sonically speaking. But there wasn't really anything I wanted to talk about in particular, so I skipped it. But this song, which is called Lost in Space, I really thought was interesting. These lyrics were a little hard to figure out, but at the very end, in particular, I really liked how he put it. He says, you've heard it all before, but you said that your case was tragic. And what that makes me think of is he's not thinking of the fact that like there are other people in the world who have his exact problems in terms of like, mania and things like that. So from his perspective, it's like, oh, you don't get it. Like, my life is such a tragedy and no one else can possibly relate to what I've been through, which obviously is completely wrong. In my own case, I had a couple manic episodes, and I thought my own case was tragedy. But as it turns out, having gone online and searched for support groups and stuff, I found out very quickly that my own experience was not special at all. So I think that's what he's trying to get at with this song. So personally, it spoke to me. Again, I really like these lyrics. I like the sound of the song. Well done guy. Well done, Luna. But anyway, that's all I have to say about it. So with that said, let's move right along.
Well, if the war is over and the monsters have won, if the war is over, I'm gonna have some fun. And as the sun peeks in on an afternoon drunk, all the green bottles, but it won't last forever.
That's Kalamazoo, and geez, our poor hero, you know, he says the monsters have won, so his mania, I guess, has taken over, and he's just decided he's going to have some fun. You know, he's going to get really drunk, as he says. And he's probably feeling really good, which, as you know, there's always going to be a crash. You know, you get manic, and you're enjoying life, you're loving life, you're doing whatever, but eventually you're just going to crash, as he says, you know, but it won't last forever. So he's, you know, he's in a state where he feels like there's nothing he can do, that there's just no way to bring down all this energy, all this mania, all this intensity, that he just has to ride it out, which is really unfortunate. And, you know, we don't know why that is. We don't know if maybe he can't afford healthcare, you know, like he can't afford therapy or the medicine to really, you know, the medicine that would like keep him stable and level. You know, we don't know what's going on in his life exactly. All we know is he's basically hit that point in his mania where he's just like completely rock bottom. So this poor guy, I mean, our poor hero, geez Louise, I hope he gets better. But that's all I have to say about this song. So let's move on to track number 9, called Hedgehog.
A celebrity friendship and another fashion victim. He's annoying, she's a liar. I don't know how she picked him.
So that's Hedgehog, which, if I'm being honest, I don't exactly know how it fits into like the theme of this album per se. I mean, it might be autobiographical for Dean, who may have been like a mini celebrity, at least in indie circles, you know, after Galaxy 500. So like, I imagine he's just commenting on the fakeness of, you know, the celebrity lifestyle, the fashion lifestyle, just the LA lifestyle, you know, in the sense that like he's talking about these new people in his life who were there probably for all the wrong reasons, you know, just in the sense that like they're his friends because they're important people and not because he really likes them per se. You know what I mean? Like he's friends with them because they'll help him get somewhere with his career. I could be wrong about these lyrics. I might be totally wrong. I'll admit that. But it just made me think of that. So I'm going to go with that. But this is the last lyrical clip I want to play for you guys. I have another clip. It's from track 10. It's my last clip. And honestly, it's from Freakin and Peakin is the name of the song. But honestly, I just want to play it because it's like a really cool sonic ear candy moment. So I thought I'd clip it. So with that said, let's check it out. again, just some ear candy for you guys. You know, there's not much to say about the clip other than I thought it sounded pretty cool. It's, you know, my favorite part of the song, Freakin' and Peakin'. But really, that's all I have to say about this album. You know, as I said, it's a very consistent, very well produced, kind of chill, kind of laid back album about bipolar disorder, essentially. So I can appreciate that, you know, from a life experience standpoint. But anyway, so I hope you guys like it, or I hope that I helped you think about it in a new way. And again, you know, feel free to post your comments and thoughts and interpretations. You know, I'll check them out. But yeah, check them out. Hope you like it. And if you enjoyed the video, you know, please like and subscribe. It would really help out. I enjoy making these, and I've got a whole bunch lined up. But yeah, that's all I have to say. So have a good night.